All right. So what do we do now? Chuckle. Oh, God. What is this? All right, here we go.
The dictionary defines the word chucklehead as a stupid person. Synonyms include blockhead, dimwit, dope, dumbbell, halfwit, idiot, lame brain, moron, nincompoop, numbskull, yo-yo. Well, you get the picture. Hey, don't say we didn't warn you. This is the Chuckleheads Podcast with Brandon and Lewis.
Is that it? Is that the whole thing? Unbelievable.
Lewis, over here, buddy.
What was that screaming?
I don't know.
What was that screaming?
That was Side Note Goat.
He's in the house?
I think he's in the house.
Oh, man, it's been... Hey, there he is. All right, just go get some hay for a second. Woo, let's just take all this in. Take this in.
Lewis, you're Lewis. I'm Brandon.
Yes.
We are the Chuckleheads. Usually we call everybody else Chuckleheads.
That is true. That's where it came from.
Yeah. But I guess we'd be considered Chuckleheads.
Oh, my goodness, if not the president.
To the max.
Yeah, there you go, to the max. That's true.
So for those people, because I'm sure there's tons of them that are listening right now that might not know who we are, Lewis used to be on a radio station in Atlanta called 99X back in the day, and I started working up at the station back in the day, and that's where we met. Now, neither one of us are at the radio station anymore.
Nope.
The station doesn't really exist anymore. So.
No, they don't.
But, and so we just thought it'd be fun, get back here on the radio and, the fake radio, podcast world.
Yeah, everybody's doing it. Why not?
Everybody's doing it.
You got to.
And just have some fun.
I don't want to be on a rocker on my front porch, listening to the brook, not Brooks and Dunn, like listening to water.
I can't do that. It'll make me have to pee.
No, but I don't want to sit back and go, man, I should have made a podcast.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Sorry, man. I found some sound effects.
Oh, I love it.
I might be a little trigger happy on the.
So with that being said, us meeting at the radio station, awesome, great. I couldn't have asked for a better 12 years of my life of really honing my craft and loving to MC. But man, the things that we did at that station, mind blowing. I mean, mind blowing. The things that we got to encounter and be a part of, and the people we got to meet and hang out with.
It was fun. It was good times.
Now, then off of the radio station, you and I just kind of hit it off, and it's like, dude, you're crazy, like talented behind the camera with the audio and.
That's right. So let's do a little explanation so people that might not know. So through 99X, we did a kind of an offshoot called World of Lewis. Was a TV show because it was for Comcast
Xfinity,
locally, and I think we ran like 28 weeks on there.
Yeah, 28 episodes.
And then, but then it kind of became a web thing, so transferred everything to the web.
But we did 28 episodes, and I remember getting the call from Xfinity going, "Hey guys, season's 12 episodes around, and you guys are at 18." We're like, yeah, we know. Do you want more?
We're just gonna keep going.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, keep going.
The only sad part was they never paid us for that, but that's all right.
That is true.
That's okay. We
learned. We learned a lot.
We had fun putting it together.
I remember at like the 26th episode we did, trying to find content that 27 weeks in a row.
Right.
Even though you're working at the best alternative radio station in the world, you have a lot at your fingertips, but you're still like, oh my goodness, who's coming in? Not until next week. What do we do?
Where are we going on hiatus?
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah. Lewis just cracked the whip. He wouldn't let me stop working.
Yeah, right.
It's crazy.
Oh, yeah, right. It was all my ADHD when I got this idea. Hey, how about this? You're like, whoa, I'm still back on like the 12th episode. You're way ahead.
But it was fun. That's what made it fun, though.
Right.
And so we went through that, and then we both left the station, kind of went separate ways a little bit. But whenever we do get together, man, it's just like old times, and it's a ton of fun. And actually, recently, our buddy Tug works down at the sports station here in Atlanta Sports X, and he's had us on a couple times. We actually went on recently to promote St. Baldrick's, which is a charity event. We'll get more into that later about one of the big charities that we both have been a part of for years and years. And since then, we did some promo for St. Baldrick's, but then he just had us on a couple times just to goof around.
Yeah, had a live broadcast.
And his show is on a sports station. It's called the Cheap Seats is the name of his show. And so the segment basically was the Chuckleheads and the Cheap Seats. And and we both kind of, you kind of get that little radio bug and it bites you a little bit when we were there. And it was so much fun doing that. And I thought, why don't we do more of that? And it doesn't have to be on his show.
Right.
Let's just start our own podcast, and like you said, everybody else is doing it. So
right. And we'll still do stuff with Tug. I mean,
sure, of course.
That's a blast in there. And Brandon, I love Black Brandon. That dude makes me laugh all the time.
Okay, now here's what's funny. Okay, so for those of you who've never met Lewis or don't know Lewis, he is not Hispanic. He actually is half black and half white. Just because there's some confusion there.
There is.
But the reason I say that is because the joke was back at the radio station. Lewis was the one that would call Brandon Joseph is his name. He's black, I'm white, so he would call Brandon Joseph Black Brandon, he would call me White Brandon. And so the two Brandons, like, we would say that too, but then everybody else would look at us funny, like if they heard me saying, "Oh, Black Brandon, what's up, man?" Like I remember Johnny O, for
nowhere
instance.
in sight.
Yeah, Johnny O would kind of lock up a little bit, like, can you? I don't think you can. But I'm like, no, it's cool. Like Lewis said it, but see, then I realized like Lewis can get away with it because he's got the half black
I got
in
the
him,
best of
so
both
it's
worlds.
Cool. Yeah, he's a Chuckanilla, as
that
he
is
would
true.
say.
That is
Like I
true.
don't even know if I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah.
So okay,
yeah,
cool.
I can give you a pass. You can pass over whenever you're with me.
I only
pass
say it
over.
because that's what you would always say.
I know.
Chuckanilla.
I can eat chicken and watermelon one day and quiche the next. Like I get it, and I love every minute of it.
So anyway, so when we have gone down to the station where Brandon Joseph works now, I have had to bite my tongue to not call him Black Brandon anymore. I've had to retrain myself not to say it because when you're not around, it's like, oh yeah, I probably shouldn't say that.
I didn't even think of that.
I just humming, I get all locked up. Anyways, I don't know where we're going with that. Oh, anyway, so we got bit by the radio bug, and it's just it was always fun when we go and hang out with Tug at that's real radio.
Right.
It's like, wow, we hadn't done this in a while, and so we just thought, you know what? Let's just do this, give this little podcast thing a try and see what happens. So basically, we just get here, and like the other thing too about doing a podcast is so many people ask me all the time, whether you believe me or not, it's true. I do get asked a lot because they used to know that you and I used to run together all the time at the station, and so they're always like, "Hey, what's Lewis up to nowadays? What's Lewis doing? What's Lewis doing?"
Right.
And I swear, man. So
cool. Well, cool.
so
right
it's
on.
like, I feel like this is a good way, and you're always emceeing all these action sports events and different events all over the country and doing a lot of cool stuff, and you're traveling a lot, and I just figured this would be a way you could kind of tell people what you're up to, and I'm sure the other thing too is I'm sure on all of your travels, you've got crazy stories, whether it's traveling on the planes and
definitely.
all the different places you go. I know you've got stories because sometimes when we get together, you tell me these stories, and we can't stop laughing. So anyways, I just thought this would be a fun way to kind of put it out there. And if people listen, great. If not, then at least we're having fun.
And when we talked about it, I got to thinking, I was like, man, it's perfect because you're more structured.
Right.
Like we did with World of Lewis. Like you're the structured one, and I'm kind of like the loose cannon, if you will. I mean, I won't get us in trouble.
ADHD,
exactly.
shiny object.
And you're like, let's go this way. And it always worked out. Like 28 episodes of, a TV show. So when you asked me, I was like, yeah, we got to do this.
Let's do it.
We got to get back together.
So anyways, it's just a lot of fun. So for those of you who are listening, you can follow us. We do have social media going. We've got Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You can follow us at Chuckleheads Pod on all three of those. And keep up with us there as well. And also, if you have any questions or anything about what's Lewis been doing over the years or anything, hopefully we'll answer that stuff on the podcast.
Right.
But if you also just want to know stuff, hit us up on social media and let us know what you want to know. And,
or you, let's back up a little bit because we were a lot about me, and I don't like that. I'm feeling a little uncomfortable. But listen, B, so with you being so structured, you still have a wild side. Like the wrestling in you. Like,
let me tell you something, brother.
Dude, it brings out something in you. Your whole face changes. Like, you just mentioned the name The Rock. That's it. His eyebrow goes up. He's like, whoop, you're in my world. And then you change to a completely different person. So there's not just a structured B and producer B. There's also like what are you talking about? Like, where did that come from?
Let me tell you. Oh, I don't know where it came from. I just grew up, I probably got into it probably in the 96-ish.
Right.
I had a buddy at school, in middle school, around that time who was into it. And, man, he would always be Sting, and I would be Goldberg. And in gym class, we'd get up there on the gymnastics equipment.
Right.
Our coach would be like, hey, man, the gymnastics coach comes in here. It's all you guys. But I don't care what you do. But when she walks in,
right.
I'm not taking the heat. And we're like, all right. So we had the balance beam was the top rope, and so we had the floor mat. I mean, we would reenact matches. It was great.
But you would actually like verbalize, like, come here, brother. Like you
Oh,
would.
yeah, we were in character, man. I
Oh,
was always
my
Goldberg. My buddy
gosh.
Freddie was always Sting. That's just how. Anyways.
Oh, see?
Awkward.
See? Yeah.
No, but
But a good awkward,
but
apparently.
I was gonna say, since you brought up the wrestling, one of the funnest things we did at the radio station was when WrestleMania came to town. I think it was 2011. It might have been WrestleMania 27, and my sister Brandy came along. She kind of, I like to think that she's into it as well, but I think she just kind of to go along with me to make me feel better. Yeah, was into it the whole time, but I don't know. But we had a lot of, because back in the day when we were little on the trampoline, she was small enough where I could do all the moves, the suplex, and all this kind of stuff.
Right.
I was like, yeah, she's light enough where I could pick her up. I had somebody my size.
You shamed her into, or you threatened her into, you better come to
Locked
this.
her in a submission hold. It was like, I tell you what.
Right.
So, but anyway, so we were able to get her on with us, and it was for World of Lewis and with 99X, and we got to go for Media Day.
Mm-hmm.
And they had Radio Row and all that stuff at the Congress Center, I think it was.
Yeah.
And oh man, that was
And
one
you
of the
were
coolest
in your
things.
element. I mean,
it was like
I didn't know who. I mean, I watched like back in the day. Hulk Hogan and Jimmy Superfly Snuka and all that. I watched it, but I was like, Brandon, who's that? Oh, that's it. And this little guy runs out, and who's that? And like, you know who that is? Like, yeah,
Of course, man. Of course. No, me and Brandy had such a fun experience doing that, and that was just one of many cool things that we did. But that probably is the top of my list. And to top that day off, who did we meet at the very end of the day?
Oh, your man.
None other than what you just said a minute ago.
The Rock.
The Rock.
Yep.
He was there, and the funniest thing was his whole catchphrase is, "Do you smell what the Rock is cooking?" And as soon as Brandy and we got to meet him, shake his hand, get a picture with him, we both looked at each other and we were like, he had the freshest breath I've ever smelled. He just smelled so good. And we were like, that's what the Rock is cooking. He always says, you smell what the Rock is cooking.
It's good stuff.
And let me tell you,
Burberry cologne.
he smells fantastic.
Yeah, but now leading up to that picture, I remember I was a little nervous because I wasn't in my element, but I was like, I don't want to get us in trouble with World of Lewis. They're with kind of the station.
Right.
And I was like, there's The Rock, and he had like a whole bunch of Japanese people around him.
So what it was, he had done like different, I think he spoke to like the American press, and then he spoke to like the foreign press, and like it was, and so we missed out on the American press,
Right?
And we were with another guy with us that was filming for us, and we get over there,
mullet.
and
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
and we
bud.
get over there, and and yeah, you're right. It was like all these different foreign countries were there around him.
And I said,
and we're like, oh man, yeah, I don't think we're supposed to be over here because we already missed out on that part. But we went over there and we just kind of stuck our camera in
not
there.
me, not me.
Well, you didn't.
No,
Yeah.
I as soon as you went, we're just gonna go over, just see if we can get a couple questions for World of Lewis. I'm like, man, I do not want to piss off The Rock and his management, and then they're bigger than the outdoors. Like, who wants to make them upset?
Oh man, so he does his whole spiel, and he's getting up to try to leave, and there's a couple people that are just trying, gotta get a quick selfie, jumping in real quick, get a quick selfie as he's walking off, and he'd kind of gone through everybody, and I kind of look at Brandy like, it's now or never, like we're
Right.
if we don't do it, we're gonna be mad like later, like why didn't we do it?
Right.
And so he turns to leave, and I kind of lightly kind of brush his shoulder, and is like, Rock, and he turns around, but he gives that, and Brandy still will make fun of me to this day about it because he kind of turns around with this like pissed off look a little bit, like,
Right? A little
tell me
intimidating.
this guy didn't just touch me, but it was real light. It was like a real like a light brush because I didn't want to touch him. I was nervous.
Right.
I just give him a little light brush, and he turns around and because I could see it in his eyes, like, oh, he's pissed. And so real quick, I just went, hey, Rock, this is my sister, Brandy. She's a big fan. So he's like, but then all of a sudden he was real nice. He's like, hi, Brandy, nice to meet you. And then we take a quick picture. And I was like, oh my God.
Did you hold your breath when you took the picture?
I don't even know, man. I can't even tell you what happened. It was one of those things where, like, because we were at the station all the time, we always had bands in and movie stars and all different celebrities, athletes and stuff. You kind of get a little numb to it. Like, you don't get that starstruck.
Right.
And that doesn't happen most of the time, but there's a few. And that was one of them where I was just like, just totally locked up.
Right.
And it was just like, I saw The Rock, and all I could think was,
yeah. That pretty much sums it up right there.
Man, it was fun,
Well,
though.
dude, so see, things like that. So you're not all just, I don't want anybody to think that you're just producer B. It's all straight and narrow. We'll keep him in line. Like, You have some stuff.
Well, don't be ratting me out, man.
No, you're good, man.
Come on,
You're
man.
good. You're good.
I got an image to uphold here.
With who?
Huh? What was the question? I don't know. I blacked out. Half blacked out.
Yeah, you could.
That was another thing. I would always
could
jokingly
fully.
say I blacked out because I think it was from Old School or something.
Yeah.
And Will Ferrell, that's his line. But I used to say that all the time. And Lewis used to crack up every time I do it. So then you started saying it, but then it turned into, well, only half black because Lewis is half black.
Right.
You blacked out. No, only half blacked out.
Yeah, so I kind of heard you, but still don't have any clue of what you said.
There's just a lot of, if you don't know us, if you haven't been around us, there's a lot of just little things that we say and do that just don't make any sense to anyone.
Nope, not even us.
So I don't know.
So good luck following along.
I'm just warning you people.
Right.
If you're listening, this might be what the whole show's about, where it's just a lot of nonsensical ramblings of Brandon and Lewis here. So
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, I do like, I like going back, thinking of the cool things. Like one of my all-time coolest things ever was at the station. It was Q100. They kind of took over. Like they ran the whole floor.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Bird Show was inside this large room, and as I'm walking around down the hallway, around the room, there's several windows, and then there's a space where it's just wall.
Uh-huh.
My eyes kept getting bigger every time I go to a window, and I look in, and it's Bert, Jen, Melissa, and Lionel Richie.
Ooh.
And you don't walk into a room. If anybody's playing, you
Right.
wait.
Yeah.
No, not me. Could not believe.
Couldn't resist.
Couldn't believe that I just saw there's 3 people and Lionel Richie in this room and a piano. I was like, oh, okay. I walked right in, sat in the back, and behind.
Yeah.
Like I didn't want him to see me, but I was in there. And he would play like all of his hits.
Yeah.
And then he would turn and talk about them and what they meant to him. And like it was one of those, oh my goodness.
Surreal.
Yeah. So that was one of my like, oh, I cannot believe I'm witnessing this. And then to meet him afterwards, I stayed and met him. I had
Of course.
to. I had to get Big Lou a mug signed by him.
I've seen the picture.
Yeah, had to
Oh,
do
yeah.
it. Had to do it.
He was in that too, wasn't he?
Yeah, because
he
I
was in the
said
picture.
to him in the hallway, I was like, man, we got to get in there. He's like, yeah. So we both, as soon as we turned the corner, we walked in
He was
like we
like,
owned it. You say Lionel Richie? Yeah. I know, get in here. So it was.
And then you were like,
My pants dropped. It was crazy. I was just standing there in my undies.
oh man. So now there's still like he still has a restraining order against you, right?
Yeah, he
Oh,
should.
man.
He should. I was such a. I
He
couldn't.
ran
believe
off
it.
and he was like, oh, sorry, man. So before the show, I got all these goat sound effects.
Yes, and
Don't
we
mind
love
me.
goats. We
Don't mind me.
love goats.
Yes, I know Goat. He makes appearances from time to time, but oh man, those are good times at the station, man, for sure.
Yeah, and
For sure.
the coolest part was the people. Everybody was out for everybody. When we were, I could say, I don't know, the beginning of 2000s up to later on in the, maybe towards 2009.
Mm-hmm.
Then it started getting a little
Get a little funky.
What-
Well, once it went .com probably,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then kind of
And then over to another, the Bone, and it was like all over the place.
Yeah,
all over. I got all kinds of crazy stories about that, but beside the point. Besides the point. Is it besides or beside? Beside. Are you
don't
standing
know.
beside the point? Or are you
besides, or is it besides?
besides? There's
Hey
plural?
guys, if you know,
Yeah.
hit us up on
what the
Facebook,
hell kind
Instagram,
of-
Twitter. I don't know. Let
Shameless
us know.
plug.
Let us know.
Get on the social.
We're
Check
on
it out.
social media.
Yeah, let us know. Like
Let
2
us
days
know.
later, and that's fine. Then I'll totally forget.
Hang on, we'll just.
What
were we saying?
Huh? No,
Who gave me the sound effects button?
I have
Sorry,
no
man.
earthly idea. But
Whose idea was that?
you totally erased my memory. Like I don't even know
I was trying to get you to start over.
from where.
I don't know. From besides. You said
Ah,
besides.
there we go.
Yeah,
Good
yeah,
job.
yeah.
See?
Yeah, yeah. Shiny
See?
object.
Bring it in. Bring it in.
Hang on.
Yep.
Get my-
Get them here. All right. So, besides the point,
Right.
do you put the point on there?
Anyways, what were you trying to say? Besides what? Do we even know what that was?
No.
Oh,
Yep. That one left me.
oh man. You guys see what I dealt
Yeah.
with when we were doing
Yeah.
World of Lewis? So I have so many tapes full of outtakes from World of Lewis. Every time we tried to get a shot,
Oh,
I don't know, 20 shot Jake,
easy.
20 take Jake.
Easy. Every time.
One of my favorite episodes is actually a full episode of nothing but the outtakes.
Oh,
It's
the
fantastic.
bloopers.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
that's great. I
That
don't
is-
remember what number episode that was, but it was a good one.
That was
You can
really
still
good.
find all that stuff if you go on YouTube, World of Lewis ATL on YouTube. If you're curious and want to see any of the old World of Lewis episodes that we did, they're all there. So
Yeah, all of
good
all of the
times.
characters.
good times.
Like Ruckus and Joe with his shirt off.
Frankie, all the guys.
Oh.
IE.
I.E. with being the wizard.
We got to get the the
Man.
wizard.
Oh,
The
man.
wizard.
He told his mom to boil him some hot dogs,
That's right.
or he'll make her fart out the front.
Oh, hey,
Like-
man, come on! You can't say that on the radio. We're not on the radio.
Yeah,
We're on a
right. Look
podcast.
at you. You
say whatever
totally
you
just you clenched up.
I
You're
know.
sphinxed.
I've got my hand on the drop button. We
Yeah,
don't even have
we
drop
don't-
button.
No,
This
no.
is podcast world, man. Anyways,
No dumps. No dumps. No dump button, and no dumps on the tour bus.
or in the studio. Actually, we learned that from when we went on tour with Almost Kings.
Oh yeah, that
Remember?
was a
They told
crazy
us.
trip.
That was a good trip. They told us
And-
no dumps on the bus.
Yeah, remember
That was the
IE
rule.
drank that whole box of wine, and he was supposed to get our audio interview on the way back.
He felt like felt so terrible.
That dude.
And I almost felt bad for him, but then I didn't because I was like, dude, we made fun of him for bringing a box wine
Yeah.
with him anyway. We're like, what are you bringing that for?
Oh,
Oh, it was a good time.
that lit him up. We
was
went
good
to
times.
Myrtle Beach with that one, right?
That's right.
Yeah, that was fun.
We started out here at the Masquerade. Well, the former Masquerade. It's not there anymore.
Right.
Where did they move that?
To Underground.
Underground. Okay.
Mhm.
I haven't been there. Have you been to the new Masquerade since it moved?
I was.
I guess it's been, what, a couple years now?
I was there, but not when it was the Masquerade. Like we did a bunch of stuff down there at Underground.
Well, I
which-
mean, I've been to Underground. I just haven't been
right.
there since.
It's
Masquerade.
yeah, but I haven't been there.
All right.
Not lately. But we had a New Year's Eve show there one time
Mm-hmm.
with 99X. One of the craziest. This was when I first started. One of the craziest things I've ever seen. Like it was like a Mardi Gras. We were up on these big like porches that kind of went out over the crowd,
Yeah.
and there was a stage at one end, and it was a big like alley, and just thousands and thousands of people. Like mind blowing how many people are just stuffed in this alley.
Yeah.
And we were all up and I was with Ruckus and Matt C and myself, and I'm up here and I said, hey fellas, you pick anybody out in this whole crowd and I'll hit them with beads. And they're like, Ruckus is like, oh, see that guy way over there in that jester hat? I was like, check this out. Dude, I shot it off this balcony and landed in his jester hat and we walked off. Like it couldn't have been any better.
You dropped the mic. There was no mic, but
Oh,
if there was a
I
mic,
dropped
you
the
would
beads.
have dropped
I dropped the
You would've dropped
beads.
the beads.
And we had a bunch of beats, so I'd tie them together, and I'd lean them over the edge, and I'd like hit people in their shoulder, and they'd turn and look and try to grab it, and I'd yank it up. It was like I'm fishing, and people were trying to reach for it, and then one guy got it, and beads went everywhere. But so that was one of those
Oh,
crazy
man.
ones.
That's good times. That's good times.
It's the podcast nobody asked for. Now, back to more Chuckleheads doing Chucklehead things.
I can't get enough of that.
Man.
So, all right, I know we've gotten into reminisce world and we're reminiscing on all these old 99X stories. We got to save some for future episodes
Yeah.
if we decide to do another episode, which I think we will because this is
Oh, yeah.
pretty fun. I'm having a good time. But let's talk about what you're doing lately. What have you been up to
Oh, my
lately?
goodness.
I mean, I know you're all over the country doing different MCing gigs for different action sports events and all kinds of stuff. So what's going on?
Well, let's not focus on me.
Okay.
All right, let's just back it up just a tad. What about you? Like after the station,
Uh-huh.
after I left and then you left,
Uh-huh.
like what do you do?
So I work still in radio, technically.
Right.
But not for a radio station per se. And it's a place up in Kennesaw. It's a marketing firm
Mhm.
where we work with financial advisors and retirement advisors, and we do talk radio shows.
Okay.
And so I do actually what we're doing here in the studio, which is recording a show, and then afterwards I'll go and clean it up and take out
Right.
all the ums and the ahs and the hiccups and the coughs and the burps and
Right.
everything else.
And the drips of water
and
because
put
we're
it-
in a basement and
Right.
the walls are seeping water.
Right,
and
right,
then-
right.
Gotcha.
And
Right.
and then we put it all together and send it out to the station. And these are guys all over the country too, so We've got,
Oh,
you know,
wow.
like
So
currently.
you're like the hub.
We work in pairs. And so, like, Jennifer, who you might remember from the station, there's a bunch of us that you used to work with as well. Doug.
Oh, yeah.
Hawk,
I love
Macho,
Doug.
a lot of those guys.
Right.
Actually, the voice on our announcer voice, that's Macho. We want to give a special
Yes.
shout out to him. Although I think he's got some beef with us or something. I'm not really sure what his deal
Yeah,
is.
I don't either.
But
He
anyways,
knows he's not getting paid, right?
I don't know. I thought that was
You're
your
paying.
buddy.
I'm not
That was your
paying him.
buddy, and so I thought you were taking care of that.
Nope.
Anyways.
I gotta buy socks.
He's a really good dude outside of doing the announcing for us.
Oh, he's awesome.
Because I feel like he's got a problem with us. I'm not sure what it is, but
He's a busy dude.
I guess
He's
I don't
talented.
know how you got him to
can
do
tell.
it.
I didn't.
I didn't either. That's weird. I don't know. So yeah, something's going on. We'll figure that out. Anyways,
Dude, am I gonna owe you money?
you
I'm
always
still
owe me
paycheck to
money.
paycheck.
You always owe me money. In fact, instead of money, I would always get McDonald's coupons because
Oh, yeah.
because at the station they would never pay us.
Just as good as money, right there.
We do all this stuff for the station, and the sales guy
Freaking
would come,
arch cards.
Yeah, sales guy would come out. Oh yeah, here's some free, free
Fries,
Big Macs. I'm like, I really need to pay my rent, but
Yeah, you know I got 2 kids sitting at the house.
Yeah, me too. Wait, no, I
No,
know.
not you.
No, not that I know of.
No.
Anyways, hey mom. So yeah, so they all work with me, and we put shows together, and all of us. You know, we work in pairs, and so I'm the editor, producer, and then Jennifer's like the show co-host, and she's a producer. And we'll do like we've got 10 cities that we work, 10 guys that we work for, and they're in 10 different cities all over the country.
Wow.
And so it's all yeah, we're the hub. But I enjoy my job. I love everybody I work with. It's great.
Right.
So don't get me wrong, it's a great job, great company. But it's not the most exciting of shows.
Right.
So just
I
put it
got
that
you.
way.
But with that being said, you all the time. Do you have season tickets to the Braves?
I got the weekend pass, like
You
the
got the
Saturday
flex,
pass.
the flex buck.
Yeah, there you go. We'll put it that way. I don't know what that is. but Sure.
I don't either.
But man, I love the Braves, man.
Yeah, you're always there.
Ever since they moved, well, because they're right down the street now. So I'm up in Kennesaw, and the stadium moved in Cobb County, and they're right down the road. So
Yeah. Well, I'm not down yet. I'm
fantastic.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah. So I take the cousin with me, cousin Kev. Yeah, Kev, what's up? Because I'm sure he's listening. He's in. Oh wait, hang on, Kev. Where you at, Kev?
Yeah. There's Kev.
No, I'm kidding.
No.
Where's Kev? There he is.
That's when he almost gets hit with a foul ball.
Anyways, so yeah, that's what I've been up to. But I mean, I've been up here, I guess, 4 years now, or
Golly.
2014 I left the station. So
Wow.
and it's 2018, so that would be 4 years ago.
Right.
I'll figure out the math. I'm good at math.
Are you?
No.
Oh no, me either.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you, but I knew you wouldn't know.
I got my phone out. I mean, I guess I could throw out a calculator.
That's cheating, man. Remember back in school when you had like the big TI-80 whatever calculators?
Oh,
And they were
yeah.
like, yeah, you can't use those during the test. Now everybody has a cell phone. Everything's on the cell phone.
That's true.
Man, kids these days, they got it so easy.
I know. I used to have to let my toenails grow extra long so they could be another digit. So I'm like 21, 22. That pinky toe's gonna have to be 3. That's how I did it. Yeah. All right then. I'm just saying. That's
Actually, you
I'm
know
getting
what?
up there.
If there were people in here, they would probably laugh. I don't know.
No, you're tired. It's been a long one. So
so anyways.
but we did get to come back together most recently with the St. Baldrick's, which
That's right.
dude,
It was awesome.
yeah,
So we did our first, so a little backup here. Lewis started doing St. Baldrick's through the radio station back in the day over at Meehan's,
Fidel.
Fido with Donald, our buddy Donald. And then I've been doing it for, this past year was my, 11th year.
Yeah.
And so, but I've always been a shavee. Always get my head shaved. St. Baldrick's, by the way, it's around St. Patrick's Day every year, and they hold head shaving events all over the country. And here in Atlanta, we have a ton of them, like 20, 30 different ones all over the city of Atlanta. And they raise money for childhood cancer research. And the point of it is you get a team together and you all raise money and you get your head shaved at the big event. And it's a good time, and it's a lot of fun. It's a great cause. And so we've been doing it, me and my buddy Brett, for years and years. And we decided, hey, you know what? Let's try to do one on our own. And because I go to all the Braves games, there's a place down there next to the stadium called Sports and Social. And I'd been in there a bunch of times before Braves games. And I'm like, man, this place is awesome. And it is the very first time I went there, I remember thinking, man, you know what would be cool? Is if we had a St. Baldrick's event here.
Always thinking.
Like, I was like,
Always.
that's like my first thought. Because I
Right.
walked in, I'm like, this place is perfect. And then I thought, well, I'm never the one that runs the events. I just show up and get my head shaved. So I had to start looking into, okay, if I wanted to run an event, how would I do that?
You started it 3 months out, right?
Yeah,
Like
it was a fairly short notice for the size of how it became. Like the event became pretty big in a 3-month period. You know, usually they start a lot farther out, and so.
Yeah, we call that a year. Probably they start now for next year.
Actually, I've just been getting hit up recently to not renew, but re-register to do it again in 2019. So we're getting the ball rolling there, which we'll have a lot more info on that in upcoming episodes of Chucklehead's podcast, by the way, because it's such a big event that both of us have been a part of for so long and believe in. It's a really good cause. So I just remember you always being at the Fido events and kind of helping MC those a little bit and doing stuff for the station. And I did there was a couple years where I was doing both. So I would do my event with Brett, and then I would also, and then they'd be like a couple days apart or a week apart. And then I'd go do the one with you for 99X.
Right.
And so.
And you do video.
If we would do the one for us at like Front Page News is where we started out, I would shave half my head one night and then keep half the hair for a couple days and then go to the Fido event with you.
In honor of Chocanella.
And then shave the rest of it. And then one year I did the hawk, I did the mohawk, and then kept that for like a week. And then the following week I did it, the rest of it with you. So those were fun times, but I just remember thinking like, okay, I need an MC for this event that we're going to do at Sports and Social. And I mean, I could try to do it. Me and Brett could try to do it, but there's only one person that I had in mind the entire time. And that was you, because MC extraordinaire.
Oh yeah, right.
But I also, not only that, I also knew that you had the experience with St. Baldrick's and you knew of the organization. So I knew you were a fan of it. And I just thought, man, this is be the perfect combo right here. So, thankful for you for coming on board.
Oh yeah,
with
right,
us.
dude. And seriously, don't even try it. Like
it was awesome though.
It.
Like the way it all came together though, it really was.
It
good.
was flawless. It really was.
We ended up getting athletes from Atlanta United.
Yeah,
Atlanta Falcons.
No. Who was it from United? Like it wasn't.
It was the Rookie of the Year, Julian Gressel.
WrestleMania, baby.
Sorry, I got a little excited there.
That was crazy.
He was one of my favorite players on the team, and he was last year's, 2017's Rookie of the Year. And
the dude can tear up a plate of wings like nobody's business.
Julian, you hear that, man?
Man, he tore them up. No, that's good. Look at his figure.
Funny too. He was there with the two big football players, Ben Garland and Quincy Mauger from
from the Falcons.
From the Falcons. Excuse me, Quincy Mauger.
Yeah,
I said it wrong. He's got a little French pronunciation.
Yeah, when you're that cool, and what cool dudes.
Oh man,
really?
They were such class acts, and I made sure I let the Falcons organization and the United organization know through emails and phone calls. I let them know that these guys, top class, first class, all the way. Just such great people, because through working at the radio station, we know that you can meet celebrities or you can meet a band or whatever, and they can be like total stick up the butt, just really like, man, what a jerk.
Yeah, why am I here?
Yeah. But these guys were the complete opposite of that. They were just the nicest dudes you would ever want to meet.
And Ben Garland was like talking to everybody, and
he actually signed up to have his head shaved, and he ended up raising like $3,500 in just like 2 days.
Right.
And then we had him have his head shaved with Marin, the little, I think she's 12 or 13, I think. And she raised money. She just decided.
On her own.
Yeah.
And her parents just backed her.
She raised a couple thousand maybe herself. Like it was insane.
That little girl had so much heart, man. Like, and her parents were like, hey, whatever she wants to do, we'll back her. And she
had dyed it green.
Money. Yeah.
She dyed it green. She had the prettiest hair, and she dyed it green for the event. And then when we got there, she cut it. And oh my God, she looked so beautiful with her head shaved.
The,
it was
the
so
power that
cool.
little girl had at what, 12, right?
12, yeah.
At 12 years old to now have a shaved head and go to school.
Right.
And it's only a conversation piece. Dude, that gave me goosebumps. Like, she went in there with that much power, and now she just told the whole school. That whole school's telling their friends at other schools that she shaved her head. Like, that was...
And what the cause was, and like, for this reason.
Yes.
It was just such a cool thing to see her come on board and do that, and we were really thankful. And so...
Melissa Carter came out.
That's right. I mean, we had a lot of people. So, by the way, she works up here now. I don't know if I told you that. Anyways, yeah.
Oh, I love her. She's
awesome. I know. She's awesome. So, my buddy Doug. And so a lot of people that we used to work with, some of them that I still do work with, came out and supported the whole thing. And it was really cool. We had a great crowd. And I think we ended up having 25 shavees and ended up raising like just over 25,000 total for a first-year event.
Please,
and so for a first-year event, they usually encourage you, okay, shoot for like 5,000.
Right.
10,000 maybe.
Right.
And so we set our goal at 5,000. And of course, we went up over 25. And I was like, whoa.
That is mind blowing. 3 months. Let me back it up. 3 months you had to what? That was
wowzers.
That was not me. That was 3 months you had to get this all laid out, put down, and work, and it went flawless. Like that to me. Still.
Here's the thing though, and I will tell you this: I've never experienced it from that side, from being the organizer and all this stuff, and so. Man, it was stressful.
Yeah,
it was like.
Well, you didn't
the
show
couple
it.
weeks leading up to it, I was like, "Oh man, I hope people show up. Oh man, I hope people." And I knew I had family and friends.
Right.
Kristen and Brandy, and of course Brett and Kevin and my cousin Kevin. Of course, they shaved their heads as well, and my cousin Kelly and her daughter Kaylee. All of them came out and to help. As volunteers at the event and kind of run the tables and all this kind of stuff and sign people in. Jared, of course, Brett's brother Jared was there.
Right.
And it was great. Our buddy Spiff, who you may know from Randy and Spiff, the Georgia Radio Hall of Famers, who in his semi-retirement has become quite the photographer. As a hobby. And so I knew that, and so I was like, hey, I can't pay you, but if you want to show up, maybe take some pictures for us. And he showed up, and our other friend Lauren showed up, took some pictures for us, and we ended up with some great photos.
And all the years that I've done it, and it was like 10 years leading up to that, I never wanted to shave my head because we were always doing videos.
That's right.
Always. And I didn't want to mess up the continuity of the video, and it wouldn't look right. And I never meant disrespect. So I would MC over the top. Like I had such a blast doing it, but I didn't want people to think, oh, this guy, he doesn't want to shave his head. He doesn't. So this year I was like, you know what?
You had said this was when we were on Tug's show doing a promo in advance, like a couple weeks out from the event.
Right.
And you said it live on the air.
Yeah,
and
I
I
had to
remember
do
thinking, and I knew what you were about to say. And as you were about to say it, I was like, think about this, Lewis.
Yeah, you did.
Think about what you're about to say because you're live on the radio. And if you say it, we're all going to hold you to it. And everybody on social media is going to blow you up about it. And I think it was, had to raise like $1,000 at the event or something. And all said and done, I think we, as we counted it there, it was only like 8 something.
Right.
But as we counted it all later with checks and everything, we were well over $1,000.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah. So, I mean,
that's awesome.
It was awesome. And you went ahead and shaved it at the event, and it was just like.
And it still doesn't grow in right, man. I don't know. Look, I was so nervous. I was like, right before we did it, I looked at the lady, and I was like, listen, when you shave this, is it going to come back grayer? Like, am I going to really have like a head full of gray hair and sing, what's that song? Crash Test Dummies. Yeah.
There was
All
a
right.
Lewis.
So I was afraid.
To a head shaving and couldn't go to school.
For a good cause. Man, you picked that up
He
quick.
finally came
Oh, my God.
back. Oh, man, we might have to pay royalties. I better be careful. I
Oh,
don't know.
yeah, watch out. Yeah, you sound just
Head
like him.
turned from black into bright white. That's the part I needed.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Good edit on yourself. And slice, edit, clip. There you go. So, I asked her, I was like, listen, is my hair going to come back? Is my hair going to come back more gray? Like, she's like, no. And she explained it all. And by the time she got to follicles.
She has any idea about
no,
whether
she
it can be
knew.
gray
She
or
knew
not.
what the hell she was. Yeah,
Really?
she was talking about follicles, and it depends on if it was going to be gray.
But you didn't shave it all the way down?
I did a one guard.
Well, but not like,
Man,
like.
it would look like a road map if I did that. Like,
But I'm just saying, like,
I
still
grew
don't
up with no
understand-
helmets.
I don't understand how that would affect gray or not. That's what I don't
I
get.
didn't know. That was me being naive.
Okay, all
I was
right.
being naive. But I asked her, so she's like, no. And I was like, all right, cool, let's do it. And man, I can't get it right. Like, the family keeps wanting me to go to a barber, and I'm like, hey, just don't touch the top. Just let it go, man. It's cool. Just trim up the sides.
I saw you
Next
today.
thing
You look
I
like
know,
Kid and Play. You look like you got this.
yeah,
flat
next
top.
thing I know, this dude's fading the back of my head up. I'm like, and then he's like, you like it? I'm like, well, I guess so, man. I guess so.
I guess I don't have
Not
a
at all.
choice.
Like, I can't even, I
The
can't
first
put it
time you
back
saw
on.
it, you were like,
and the mirror went, well, there's 7 years. Like, so I can't get it right, but it's fine. I mean, it was for a great cause, and the moral of the story is,
right.
do it for a good cause, and it'll grow back.
There you go.
Hey, don't look at me. They conned me into reading this stuff, and I can't believe I did it. It's the Chuckleheads Podcast with Brandon and Lewis.
Hey, that's us.
Hey, is it too late to bail out on this?
What is that guy's problem? That's your buddy.
He wanted to bail out right then?
I don't know.
Did he say anything else?
I think you owe him money.
Well, I was young.
He's acting real weird.
I was young.
Anyways, so we kind of danced all around it. I keep trying to get to what are you up to?
Oh, me.
Where are you emceeing in the near future? All that kind of stuff.
Oh, my goodness. So where I've been is I've done, I still with the Atlanta Gladiators. This is my 11th season being the stands host for the Atlanta Gladiators.
Man, 11 years.
Dude,
that's awesome.
And it's only getting better. Like, it really is. Like, we have Gladiator cheerleaders now. Like, had auditions. I went down for that. That was really cool.
What?
Yeah.
What, you auditioned?
No.
Oh.
No, I wanted to. I mean,
I mean, is it just female?
I could pop and lock.
Could I?
No, no.
Oh.
You're really, really pale.
I'm just bad on
like
on
transparent
the
pale.
ice. I know.
No. They're not on the ice.
Oh.
They're not going to be on the ice. Like, well, if they are, they'll put carpet down or something.
Yeah.
So this year, I'm super excited about, and I get to help out more with what we need on the ice as far as games and with the sponsors and stuff. So I'm really looking forward to this season starting up in October. I think it is.
Awesome.
Yep. And you used to video for them.
Yeah, I did a little camera work for them. You know, they have the big screens there in the arena.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun.
Gladiator Vision.
Yeah, I tell you, so they had 3 different cameras. They had the big one up about midways up in the middle, and all it did was go back and forth. That was the easiest one to work. You just turn left, turn right, and you were zoomed out the whole time, so it was great.
Right.
And then you had one way up in the bird's eye view up on one end. I never worked that one, but then you had the handheld one down on the other end, down on the floor, and that was the hardest one ever.
Yeah.
Your goal was to follow the puck.
Yeah, you're on.
And I'm zoomed in, following it, but man, I sucked at that. Like, I mean, it ended up being okay. Like, it was what it was, but man, it was so stressful because I was like, I can't see where the puck is just when I'm just watching it without a big camera trying to follow it. So,
and then you got that thick glass right
Oh,
there, and you're
man.
trying to go through it.
and these guys are pounding up against it. You know, I'm like, man.
Yeah. So this year,
Anyways, good times.
I'm totally looking forward to this year, and not only is it my 11th season, but 2 seasons ago, I kept saying, right, maybe even longer, I kept saying, guys, standing up at this backdrop just isn't getting it. Like, we'd have to get contestants, and then they'd come up to the backdrop, and the backdrop's actually 20 feet away from the Gladiator Vision that's showing us, and it just looked, it felt awkward. It looked awkward to me. It felt awkward, and when the people came up, they're out of their seats, so I was like, why don't we just put me in the stands? Like, have one of the camera guys just know where I am. I'll stand up, and we did it this past season, man, and it was. The kids were awesome. Like, I sit down and I'm like, listen, before we go live, I tell everybody, I got one rule. You got to make me laugh, even if I'm in the middle of talking. So I want some silly faces. If you're 12 and under, I want some silly faces to where if I look at Gladiator Vision, then I'm losing my place, and then it's really funny because I don't know what I'm saying.
Which is usually the case.
All the time. But I encourage it. So, man, as soon as I sit down, and I have all kinds of crazy costumes on, as soon as I sit down, they're like fire ants, man. They're all over me climbing, and
By the way, you know, and I know about your costumes and your bag of costumes. Like, we've always joked with Lewis, if he were to ever get pulled over and the cop had to go through the trunk and see what he had, like, in the trunk, he has his bag full of the most random, gross costumes. With
tutus,
like fairy wings and tutus and tiaras and just like the craziest, like the tights from the Blades of Glory costumes.
Yeah.
Like, just the
But I would
craziest
take them to
Elvis, like,
every
just-
gig when we would go do gigs like
Oh,
East Side
man.
Station.
Yeah, I know.
And but then we were sponsored, or some of the clients were like Starship, so there's like they gave us some crazy stuff.
yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, I'll take it.
So
and then
not only that, you had the inappropriate stuff in the trunk too. So I was like, huh.
Yep. And you guys are like, man, you get pulled over, you're in trouble. I was like, I know. What am I gonna say?
Then they're
I'm
just
gonna have
like, well, he's got this. Now we just got to find the body. There's a body somewhere.
I thought
this is
about it.
weird.
No,
This
dude,
is weird.
Yeah. And I thought about it. If I get pulled over, I just got to take my shirt off and one sock and just hold the sock like a tie, like it's stinky or not. And then just give him that eye, the stank eye, just glaring at him. Say, sir, can I help you? And just stank eye him. Then he knows, hey, all right, this guy is uneasy. Let me just let him go. Looks like he needs some sleep. You know, because I'm already going to be nervous. He's at my passenger side. Cops pull you over and come to the passenger side, jams me up every time.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess they don't want to get clipped,
Well, yeah.
obviously. So they go around. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. I never get pulled over. So,
Yeah.
so,
Oh, well,
I did. I
That was
have
a-
a couple times.
that was a racial joke.
Wow, that's not what I meant. No, that's not what I meant. Come on, man. That's not what I meant at all.
Now, see, side note goat. See, that's what he
man.
meant.
Back me up. Come on, Simon. Back me up.
Nope. That
This
was
is
a no.
ridiculous.
That was a
Man.
no.
This is crazy.
That was no.
Did they really just have a conversation with a goat? Who writes this stuff? I mean, is this for real? Now, back to the Chuckleheads podcast. Hey, I am getting paid for this, right? Better be. Can't believe I'm doing this.
Man, I told you, you got to pay the guy.
Seriously, do I owe him money?
I guess. I don't know. I don't know who that is.
Look, I already told. I live paycheck to paycheck.
Man, I don't. That's your buddy. That's all I
Man.
know.
So
Your buddy.
the Gladiators that starts up in October.
Right.
Been hosting a lot of I think it's my fifth year of Camp Razor for Polaris. We did once in the East Coast and then once in the West Coast.
Was that the video I saw where you were wandering through the desert and eating
Yes,
sand? Okay.
yes.
Where can people find that? What is that on their YouTube page?
Is
Is that online somewhere?
Yeah, I have it.
Well, if it's online, wherever it is, we got to tell people because it's
All right,
such
we'll
a
put it
cool
up.
video.
Yeah.
And I'll share it on our Facebook page.
There you go.
And
there you go.
Chuckleheads podcast Facebook page, all the social media, all that stuff. But that's an awesome video.
Yeah.
And that was for promoting one of the. Was it last year?
Yeah, no, it was
2 years
actually
ago.
that was their. They made me Polaris and Six Speed, the production company that I work with too, that gets me the Polaris gigs. They wanted to make a video for me to enter the stage, so that was 2 minutes
okay, like an
before.
intro.
Yeah,
Like an intro
exactly.
video.
Oh
Gotcha,
my
gotcha.
goodness, and it's mind blowing. I couldn't believe.
It looks awesome.
I couldn't believe that they
looks
did
so
that.
Cool.
So if we're gonna get on that topic, that was before when we used to do World of Lewis for Xfinity, it was a straight shoot. We had 4 or 5 cameras once in a while, but they'd be the flip cameras, but one main
Right.
camera. Man, I had drones in the desert, like they had everything, and I'm going. Body harnesses. What in the heck? Like, I felt like I was Tom Cruise out there. All right, maybe not Tom Cruise.
Doing your own stunts.
Yeah.
I saw
All right,
you,
if Tom
you
Cruise-
ate sand.
Yeah, well, if
that
Tom-
was your own stunt. That was a stunt.
That was.
I still think you're probably spitting out sand to this day because that was gross.
That was bad.
That was a mouthful.
That
of
was
sand.
bad. And I only had one bottle of water to get it out. Anyway, so they shot this video and they were like, all right, this is what we want from you in the desert. Okay, now we are going to drive over to the only road that leads into Glamis for Camp Razor, and we're going to have 2 cops pick you up.
Right.
You have 2 miles in the back seat of a cop car. And what I think would be good, you know how you took all your clothes off as you're walking through the desert? We're going to make it look like you're naked trying to hitch a ride, and the cops will pick you up.
Right.
What the heck? Okay, cool. Let's do it.
That's right up your alley because
Yes.
this is some crazy stuff.
Yeah, mind blowing. I was like, okay, cool, let's roll with this. So, mind you, I get in, and they're like, they told the cops, hey, whatever he says, just say no. Like, if he wants to do the siren, just tell him no.
Right.
Dude, when I got in, I had these really short shorts on, and it was skin colored.
Tight little orange shorts. Tight
Oh,
little
yeah.
orange shorts.
Yeah, Rob Dyrdek style.
Yeah.
So I had these really tight shorts
That's
on.
a story for another time, by the way.
And I get in, and the GoPro the GoPro is on the dash center. You could see both police officers in this truck, and I'm in the middle, and it's a truck.
Right.
So I get in, and I spread eagle, and I'm just sitting there, and I go, oh. And I grab the actual cop's cup and put it where my stuff is, and I'm sorry. And then I just started talking like it set the tone for a 2-mile ride with these 2 cops, right? So
man.
it got to the point where I was in the back of this car and I said, hey, 132 at Bush, I got him a gunpoint. Covers go 3. Like I was giving them the cops and they're looking at me like they're supposed to just stay straight and I'm just supposed to spout off whatever.
Yeah.
Man, and they were like, I was like, hey, where are you guys taking me? And they're like, Osborne Hill. I went, man, I love Black Sabbath, right? So these cops are like really think I'm on something.
Right.
So we finally get, and I'm like, hey, do you guys think I could do the siren? And they said no, which they got their line, which was cool.
That was the one line they had.
Yeah. So then we finally get over, and they have it on video. The production team for 6 Speed has the video. and I watched it, and I never knew I did this. I give these cops such a heartfelt thank you for your service because I felt so awkward of being half naked in the back and just spouting off crazy stuff that I was thanking them for what they did, and no one knows really what they go through. And I feel that like it was so.
And that wasn't scripted. That was just you being real.
Yeah, it was like I didn't even think about the cameras. It was just me talking to them. Hey, thanks for going through that.
Oh, man.
Oh my gosh, man. So then. For the video, that's me coming on the stage. So I have my pants, like my underwear tucked over my shirt, and my shirt rolled up, and I come out on stage. But to hear 17,000 people,
that's awesome.
Go, oh, when I drank the sand,
yeah.
Like I was mind blown. Like that was one of my top.
That's a big crowd.
Top 3, yeah,
that
man.
Is a big
for
crowd.
2 hours, I had to.
That's amazing.
We had Razor Okie and. So how Camp Razor works, if you want to know how it works.
Yeah.
Which I got my boy Ruckus out with us, and that dude is a whole other story.
No. DJ the Ruckus.
DJ the Ruckus, yes. Yeah. He's wait till I get to another episode. Wait till I get to what I did to Ruckus at Camp Razor the first year.
I can't wait. Save it though. We got more episodes.
The best ever. My kids love it. All right, so the way it works is Camp Razor is like Camp Razor West or Glamis is kind of like a celebration of everybody that's a UTV rider.
Right. And
Razor or Polaris wants to thank all their off-road enthusiasts. So I have to, when I get there, I used to have a prize wheel. They shut it down because the line got so long because of this, not because of me, but the stuff they were giving away, like Fox shocks and full set of tires, like
the good stuff.
Crazy.
Yeah,
but I would only do it I do it for 30 minutes, and I do it at 11, 1, 3, and 5.
Yeah.
People were waiting in line at 9 in the morning and would stay there all day to get in. And it got to the point where people were holding the line for like families, like 11 people showing up. I mean, people are pissed. They're yelling and screaming. So they're like, no more of that. We got to stop that. It was a blast for me. I was having a blast. The line was really long. I was going for forever. So then they changed it to tickets. So now, you get a raffle ticket and you can still get, they gave away an Ace. They gave away 10 machines.
Ventura?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, Satan. they gave...
Mr. Chicken Dance.
So they...
Ventura.
Oh, my God.
What's all the pet food for? Fiber. Anyways.
Oh, man.
They were giving away Ace?
No, they gave away Ace. We gave away 10 machines because last year we were celebrating 10 years of Polaris Razor. 10 machines on stage. Crazy. But so throughout the day, I have to do these prize wheels, or now it's the tickets, and I absolutely love it. Well, they also added in the kids zone. So I have to go for 30 minutes and have fun with the kids.
Right.
Which is awesome, and I love it. So I am working. Like, my pops came out. Warfighter made.
Big Lou.
Yeah, they flew him out there last year.
That's awesome.
And
I remember the pictures on Facebook. Man, so cool.
I really couldn't spend much time with him, and I felt bad because I'm really working. Like, as soon as I land, I'm helping set up, and then it's go time. And so leading up to the show, and the way that Six Speed and Polaris puts together anything, dude, any show, anything that they touch is like top notch that I have never witnessed in my life, and I don't think I ever will. Like, it's that kind of the camaraderie with everybody, the way they work, the way things get done, and there's never complaining. The only way I can describe it is like the way back in the day of 99X when it was Barnes, Leslie, and Jimmy, and everybody was looking out for everybody else, and they wanted you to succeed. And no one was bitter because you're doing this, and like it's legit. Like, it is. Hands down.
Nobody looking out for themselves.
Right.
Everybody's trying to make everybody better. Yeah,
and
exactly.
they totally make sure that I'm comfortable, and they let me just be me.
That's awesome.
And it is the coolest thing in the world to do. Like, those events for Camp Razor East, when we did the Camp Razor East and the Glamis every year, there's nothing that touches it. Like we were talking about, to be in front of 17,000 people for 2 hours, like, that's a lot. But man, it is. And people ask me this all the time, like, are you ever nervous? Like, no, I'm not nervous. Once I get into like a groove, I've never done hard drugs. Could you imagine if I did?
I was going to say, there's no need for you to.
Right.
If people are around you, they're going to go, yeah, he's on something.
Yeah, right. No, all the time. And never in my life. And so I think if I ever did anything, that's what this feeling would be like, because there's a euphoria that comes over me on stage that I can't even describe it. It's like that.
Get in that zone.
Man,
Zone.
but and even if stuff bombs, and I bombs all the time, but even if stuff bombs, I'm still in the zone, and I'll bring it back, and there's nothing like it for me in the world. So for them to give me this platform to be able to do that, that's what I've been doing for the last 4 or 5 years. This will be 5 years. And to be able to bring Ruckus on board, and to be able to, travel out to...
We got to save some of that, because I know there's some stories.
Oh, man, we will.
With that guy.
Yeah.
I love Ruckus,
Oh, my
man.
God. That dude
I can't wait now. I can't wait for the next episode.
We're going to have to get him in here. Either in
That
here
might
or
be-
on the phone.
maybe
on the phone. Yeah.
Maybe on the phone.
Because we can hang up on him.
Yeah. He's a little dangerous.
He is.
It's kind of like a dump button on the phone. We're going to have a dump button for him, even though we're not live and we're not on the air, technically.
That's true.
He's a little filthy.
Yeah, a little
bit.
He just doesn't think right.
Does he still text you?
You know what, dude? It's past a sext.
It's like beyond that.
Yeah,
it's like I don't know how to describe it any more filthy than that. It's
raw.
It's just
raw.
I gotta change my number. It's like,
I want to scratch my eyes out. Like, I can't delete his when it pops
you
up.
can sear it in your brain.
Yeah, when his texts pop up, I try to delete it so fast so I don't see it, but I see it because I'm trying to find the delete button.
Yeah.
Oh,
then
that
you end
guy.
up touching the screen where you don't.
Oh,
You're like,
man, yeah. And then I go wash up. Yes.
Then you just
Yep.
Then you just flush your phone.
No, I sit in the corner sucking on a wet nap, going, "This is crazy. This guy is filthy."
And this is the kind of stuff you could expect from this podcast whenever we decide to do it, whether it's every week or every couple of weeks or whenever we get around to it. I want to wrap us up here. We don't want to go too long, but obviously we've got so much more to talk about and just stories to reminisce and so many things. You've got so many things coming up.
Yes.
And we can talk about that in future episodes.
I got Brimstone coming up. I had to throw it in, man.
There you go.
It's with Magical.
That's
And
magical.
that's a whole other book that we'd open.
We'll open that on the next episode. But Smagical is such a cool dude.
Oh, man, love him.
And just a quick little synopsis: he got in a huge accident the last Brimstone you were at, which was 3
White
months
Knuckle
ago.
event. Yep.
I guess, and
They were filming Action Figure 2. Travis Pastrana and Nitro Circus were filming Action Figure 2, and he wanted to
jump went wrong.
He wanted
and
to break the world record,
Yeah.
and he actually went 150 feet past the world record and just to flat bottom. It was gnarly.
He broke the record, but boy, did he pay for it. And so he's an inspiration, though, because we follow him on Instagram, and he gives the daily updates, and he's just recovering slowly, but surely.
Yeah.
And we'll get more into that in another episode. But, man, this was fun. And I'm glad you were excited to do it, as was I. So glad we came up with the silly idea to do this nonsense.
Can we try to get out of a basement, though? Like, that would be really cool.
We'll shoot for maybe a different location next time, and we'll see what we can do. But this is
I want
best
to go
I
to
could do.
Sheets.
Best I could do. What, huh?
Sheets.
Okay, is that a store?
That's a northern gas station.
Oh,
Sheets.
I'm born and raised here, man. I don't know. I've never heard of that. Sheets. Are you making that up? Is that real?
No. It's
a real thing,
dude. They have it on
Is it
lockdown.
like White Castle? Like we have
it's
Crystal.
up north. It's a gas
so what's
station.
the comparison down here? We have
It would
Crystal.
be a
they have White
QT.
Castle.
It would be like a QT.
QT, yeah,
but
yeah.
no, they.
Well, like QT or like racetrack?
It would. Oh, it blows. And I hate to say this because I love that hot caramel mocha from QT, but it would blow them away. They have a touch screen, and you can get breakfast sandwiches with bacon and sausage and egg and cheese.
Man.
My God, it make you want to go to church.
Now I got it. Now I'm hungry.
Sheets.
Now I got to go to Sheets.
Sheets.
See, we're off on a tangent, which is not unusual for us. So
into my car. Get in the backseat, baby.
we can't sing songs, man. We got to pay royalties.
Sheets.
I already got busted for singing "Crash Test Dummies," man.
Yeah, but you nailed it.
All right, let's wrap this up. We will see you guys next time. Hopefully, we'll be back sooner than later. And Lewis, this was fun. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, beef stick.
Later.
Hey, if you made it this far, thanks for listening. But if not, we don't blame you. Tune in next time for more Brandon and Lewis on the Chuckleheads Podcast.
All right, are we done? Good. Can you believe they asked me to read this stuff?